Harriet Tubman met her second husband, Nelson Davis, when he became a boarder at her home in Auburn, New York. This was around winter of 1866. Nelson was an Army veteran turned bricklayer that was over 20 years younger than Harriet, who at the time was in her 40s. Now, it isn't known when they began to date. However, sometime during their courtship, Harriet received news that would be devastating to some while joyous to others. In October of 1867, her first husband, the man that wouldn't escape north with her despite being a free man, the man who moved on from her and broke her heart, John Tubman, was killed. A white man shot him in front of one of his 4 kids. Now, while Harriet must have been saddened by this news, like Celine Dion sung, her heart must go on, and did. Because on March 18, 1869, Harriet and Nelson got married. Harriet kept her ex-husband's surname while adding on Nelson's to the end, frequently going by Harriet Tubman Davis or Mrs. Davis. Now, their community was happy to celebrate the couple's union, especially her family, and knowing all that she had been through. At that point, Harriet Tubman was widely known, so her wedding announcement was news in the local paper. Nelson, unlike John, was a supportive husband. Dr. Clinton wrote, quote, "Davis would encourage his wife in her philanthropic endeavors. He assisted her wherever he could and was the proud husband of Harriet Tubman." Sometime during their marriage, Harriet and Nelson adopted a daughter named Gertie. Now, there's not a lot that we know about Gertie other than seeing her in a few family photos and that she allegedly passed away at a very young age. Speaking of being gone too soon, despite Nelson being considerably younger than Harriet, he struggled with tuberculosis from the time she met him. His health continued to fail to the point where he couldn't continue to work, which caused a financial strain on the family. Sadly, by October 1888, and after 19 years of marriage to Harriet, Nelson passed away. Her husband's death gave her the ability to get veterans benefits, which allowed her to receive $8 a month. That was a lot of money. Harriet would live almost 25 additional years after Nelson died. On March 10th, 1913, Harriet passed away after a battle with an illness. So outside of her life as an abolitionist, one that brought about 70 people to freedom, a feminist, and an overall activist, she was a wife, a mother, an aunt, a sister, a daughter, and simply a person. Someone who emoted, someone who hurt, someone who struggled, someone who persevered. Through her 90 plus years of life, she lived and loved as fully as she could.